Those fans. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm glad to be with you one more time to get these lights on here. Yeah. What's up? What's up, Eagles Nation fans? And welcome to the fan cave where it doesn't matter where you live as long as Eagle pride is what you give. And I'm your host, OGP. And you know the deal, it's time to get real. You see the ticker, the thumbnail title, so you know what time it is. It's time for us to show one more video. Well, grab this off the floor. I'm just going to come on and talk a little bit about some of the things that I see have been occurring in the last few days. Haven't said a whole lot during the OTAs, but I want to just give some views. I want to approach some things that I think that needs to be addressed, and that's one thing. Like today, Joe Girardi was fired from the Philadelphia Phillies um, after they then spent $233 million to get new players to come in and turn the team around that hasn't been in the playoffs in a long, long time. And the team has not been playing well. The team has not been performing, but they didn't change players. What did they do? They changed the leadership. But here in the media, especially around the national media, is making in the case of the Philadelphia Eagles, making Jalen Hurts the focal point, not the coaches or the leadership, but making him the one that's responsible. Well, if that's the case, why didn't the Phillies fire or sit down some of those players that they're paying $233 million? But yet we're saying that Jalen Hurts is, if he doesn't perform well this year, then he is out of there. Well, if he's not, shouldn't we get rid of the manager or the leadership first? Shouldn't we get rid of the of Steichen? Shouldn't we get Sirianni, Gannon? Shouldn't we get rid of them first before we look at if that's because that's I mean, when we look at it, that's normally that's how baseball does it. But in other sports, they hockey, but we look at you got to change the player who has not had that much time. Joe Girardi's been in Major League Baseball for, I believe, over a decade at least. But yet we're looking at if any changes needed to be made, it's going to have to be at the quarterback spot. Well, so I don't agree with it. I really don't. And I've been hearing a lot of the pundits nationally and even some of the content creators talking about the fact that um, a running quarterback is not what the NFL needs, wants, or is successful through. Well, I beg to differ that point. First of all, I look at this generation of quarterback that we're looking at that's changing because pocket passers is going by the wayside. If we want to admit it or not, but some people will say no, there it's not, because if we look at the statistics over the last several years, we'll see that the pocket quarterbacks are the ones that are winning the Super Bowls. Okay, I agree with that. But if you were look at these same quarterbacks, you'll see that these are older quarterbacks. They are quarterbacks from the last generation, the last group of quarterbacks. We're talking about Brady, Roethlisberger. We're talking about Stafford. We're talking about all those guys that that are doing so much. Rodgers, he's another one that fits in the old school, the old guard. Okay, they're doing well but we know that they're at the end of their careers. These guys and some Roethlisberger's done. Okay, so they have Super Bowls, granted. Okay, they have the accolades that go along with it. But I'm going to make this contention. I believe this new generation of quarterback, the pre generation or the pre group of it was by people like Michael Vick and Donovan McNabb. And if we look at those types of quarterbacks, sure, they didn't win, but they weren't given the requisite receivers necessary for them to win, like the Staffords or the Rodgers or the Bradys. They get the receivers that are able to take them to the next level. Donovan McNabb didn't do well until he got Terrell Owens. In the year he got Terrell Owens, they went to the Super Bowl. So what could have happened where we went to won 5 straight division championships if we had the proper amount or the proper wideouts? What could we have done? But for some reason, they're not given those kinds of receivers. But the bottom line is they still could run. They still had the ability to run and to both pass and run. Now, when we look at if we look at Michael Vick, same case. Michael Vick, I dare say, there was opportunity for him to take the Eagles further, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But the bottom line is, what we saw was once we saw Deshaun Jackson and Macklin and those working with him, we know that if time would have been on his side because he's gotten older, that he was and he could have done it earlier without going to prison, then maybe there could have been some hope for Michael Vick in before he was basically just got too old for the game. Okay, so when we start talking about the prototypical pocket passer, there's a change into the modern. There is. I mean, I heard a content creator quoting all of these quarterbacks that have that are pocket passers that are at the top of the league as far as winning percentages and things of that nature. And that's true. You can't fight facts. You can't fight. But what I will say is there is a change coming. There's a change on the horizon in the NFL. And there's a number of reasons. I mentioned it on one of my other broadcasts. The reason that the change is going about is because defenses are beginning to make changes to offset the offensive firepower. What did we see this year? What did we see this year in the draft? We saw edge rushers going high in the draft. First rounders high in the draft. Why? Why are they going high in the draft? Because they know that if they can push the pocket passer is going to be rendered ineffective. So they're going to put pressure because he can't run. He can't run. You think Brady's going to run? You think Rodgers is going to run? You think Stafford's going to run? No, they're going to take the sack. They're going to continue to take sacks. And if defensive lines and edge rushers and linebackers, you have enough of them like the Eagles have, we're going to continually put pressure on you, sack you, force you to throw the ball before you're ready, and to force you into errant throws, which hopefully will result in pass defenses or interceptions. But what I'm going to say is this new generation of quarterback, this new generation that we're seeing coming on the horizon, and it's been here. I mean, we had a prelude between Donovan and Michael Vick, and even you can go back and you can add Steve Young in there if you like. But I mean, these quarterbacks were the prelude of what the NFL was going to need to evolve to, and this is what's coming down the road. Now, I know you know people are saying, well, the top ranked passers, top 20 passers were pocket passers, but if you look at the last year, and you look at the amount of I looked at in one of my past broadcasts, I talked about the top 20. I did 20 quarterbacks. But in the top 20 quarterbacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quarterbacks of the top 20 that I outlined, 7 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 rushed for over 330 yards. 330 yards. I'm talking about the from quarterbacks rushing for 10 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns, and it would have been more if Lamar Jackson didn't go out. I mean, you're talking about somebody rushed for over 700 yards and only played 12 games. But the bottom line is this: the horizon for quarterbacks is changing. There's a need for quarterbacks not only to be able to pass from the pocket, but you need to be able to escape from the pocket and make positive contributions, positive yardage, right, from the pocket as a result of the pocket being pressured. So many of these pocket passers, they can't do it, but these young guys can. When we look at Trevor Lawrence, we look at Jalen Hurts, we look at Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, we look at Justin Herbert, we look at Josh Allen, we look at Ryan Tannehill. Okay, these guys have rushed from anywhere from 3 to 10 touchdowns, and from 300 to 700, almost 800 yards. But you're going to say that pocket quarterbacks are not going to is not changing the game? Yeah, they are, and we're going to see it even more so this year, because the pocket is not going to be as clean. The pocket is not going to be there. These quarterbacks are going to have to move within the pocket, and if not, they're going to be sacked, throw errant throws, or intercepted. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Defenses are priming up for these pocket quarterbacks, these elder statesmen in the NFL. Sure, they're doing some tremendous things. They're winning the Super Bowls. Okay, they're winning the Super Bowls, but they're at the end of their career. There's a new guard coming on, and I just mentioned some of them within the top 20 of my ranking of the quarterback. Okay. I also want to address, I want to change gears a little bit, and I want to address the Philadelphia Eagles front office. There's been some big changes that have taken place this year. I think it's almost unprecedented how many people that have left the Philadelphia Eagles back office. Now there can be a lot of different reasons, but I hear people say, well, one of the reasons is because Philadelphia, they understand that Philadelphia has a winning tradition, and they want that type of tradition in their particular team. So they bring on board people that come from Philadelphia. Okay, I get that, and that very well may be true. But I think there's a possibility of a couple more things that could be the result. The result, it could be that Howie Roseman continues to be an individual that doesn't work well with others. That could be a possibility. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it could be. This could be a reason why so many people have left the building. But yet they've left the building for promotions. Well, not everyone, because Heidel just left and went to Wydell, I believe his name is, who was the I believe the assistant general manager or whatever. He went to Pittsburgh. The guy from Pittsburgh. He just laterally went over and took the same position that he had here. So why would he do that? Unless he was given the alternative to come over, and that if it didn't work out with the new GM, that he would be the one that we're replacing. Maybe that's the deal. I don't know. But if that's the case, why didn't they didn't just give him the job? I don't know. But the bottom line is that's a possibility, that Howie Roseman's not easy to work with. It's also a possibility that that other people are picking the fruit from the Philadelphia Eagle tree, the coaching in the back office tree. That may be a very real possibility too. But I mean, so what is the reason? What is the reason why people are leaving our teams? Why are they leaving here? And it maybe Howie's not listening to nobody. Maybe Howie's, but I mean this year, I hear people saying, yeah, Howie must be listening to people. I don't know that because I mean, all I know is I like the picks we made, and maybe those are the picks he wanted to make. And other people were saying we'll go another direction, and he said no, we're going this direction. So they said I'm leaving. Maybe, I don't know. But the bottom line is I like what Howie has done. I like what we look like. I really, really do. So I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying the bottom line is it could be more than one reason, and that is it could be, you know, Howie not listening. It could be that the other people within the organization taking the opportunities, and it could be that other organizations are picking the fruit from our back office and our coaching tree. Well, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm a firm believer that Howie has made some really, really good choices this year. I just saw changing the gears again. I just saw a video of Sean Steichen, who is the offensive coordinator, talking about the play calling from last year and this year, and that mid season he started calling the plays, and then toward for the rest of the year, from the middle of the year on, he was calling plays. Okay, great. I'm glad to hear that because I saw the difference in how we approach the games. But at the same token, he's saying that he's going to be calling the plays this year as well. Okay. And when questions were asked, was Jalen Hurts the right choice or the right kind of quarterback? He said that he believed that Jalen is making the improvements and the things that he's doing, the things that he needs to do. And I believe that Jalen, that goes with any quarterback. Any quarterback is doing the things that they need to do, not just Jalen, not just Kyler Murray. Every quarterback in the NFL is doing what they need to do to improve themselves from the year prior. So that's not new news. But the thing is, I think that Jalen Hurts has the tools, physical, mental, right, to be able to do whatever it needs to be done as to take us to the next level. He took us to the playoffs in his first year. Oh, okay, well, it was the NFC least. Well, that's fine, but he still did it. He had to play the schedule. They had to play the schedule that was presented, and we went to the playoffs. And granted, the Cowboys won the division, but they didn't get any further than we did, and we were the wild card. So I mean, and this year, believe me, it's going to be different. The Cowboys will see a different team this particular year as opposed to last year. So Steichen says that he believes that Jalen Hurts has made improvement and is going to continue to improve, especially because he's got what so many other quarterbacks in Philadelphia has not had, and that is quality receivers, top flight receivers. The receivers that we've gotten were either at the end of their career, were the kind of players that just started trouble in the locker room, or started trouble on the field, or just weren't good wideouts. They weren't those kind of wideouts that's going to do what needs to be done to take you to the next level. I mean, how many drops did Jalen have last year? So you're going to tell me that, you know, you're going to say that running touchdowns don't matter? Please. Jalen got hurt, but Jalen got hurt by one of his own men. That could have happened to any quarterback in the pocket. That's part of the game. So to say that running touchdowns don't matter, to me that's ludicrous. Touchdowns is touchdowns. 6 points is 6 points. Right? If you have a defense that's able to stop an offense that throws the ball, and you are running offense that runs the clock runs the clock down, guess who wins? The team that runs, right? The team that runs. So the bottom line is, I believe this year we have pass rushers, we have linebackers, and we have quality corners. And I believe that because of that, the Eagles stand ready to whatever kind of offense they need to present. they're going to be able to do it. Every game is not the same. Some days you're going to need to run more. Some days you're going to need to pass more. I believe the Eagles are fit to do both. I believe Miles Sanders will have a great year this year. I really do. I believe he's ready. I believe he's got a bad taste in his mouth because he didn't score at all last year. When you look at, I believe that Gainwell and Boston Scott together scored somewhere between 11 and 13 touchdowns, and Miles Sanders scored none. But we're going to say that the running doesn't matter, right? Running doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. If Miles scores touchdowns, yeah, it does matter. It does matter a lot. So this whole idea that said quarterbacks that run don't make a difference, I believe again is not accurate. I believe running quarterbacks bring a different dimension and places a different pressure on the defense as opposed to a pocket passer. And I believe that we have the requisite skilled players that this year is going to be a big difference. Well, that's it. That's it for today, Eagle fans. I want to thank you for coming and visiting with me in the fan cave. It used to be the man cave, but it's not a man cave. It's not about man. It's about fans. And it doesn't matter where you live. It's about Eagle pride that you give. If you would do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the share and hit the notification bell regarding this channel so we can continue to pump out more stuff. We're going to get more and more involved as the OTAs and well, we only going to have 6 OTAs, but we're going to see how we can be a part of bringing some live footage to you relative to training camp and all those things this year. So I'm looking forward to it. Hope you are too. So until the next time we come together for another edition of Eagles Nation's Fan Cave, this is OGP, and I'm saying, let's do it. Fly, Eagles, fly. To the next broadcast. Peace.